Hi guys, welcome to another budgeting video. Today we're going to be chatting about what I spent in September as well as my plans for October. If you've been keeping up over the last few months, you probably already know that I started my vacation at the end of August and finished in September, so you'll see that factored into my budget. But let's get started. So as always, I have my two checking accounts. That's what I budget from, and the starting balance stayed the same in the variable side, so $2,232 salary. Let's chat about that for a second. So I talked about this in my last reset video, but I ended up quitting my newly acquired part-time job. And if you want to find out why, then watch that video. But as you'll see, my salary stayed about the same because the money from that job I actually used to fund my vacation, save, and then invest. So now I don't have that extra money, and this is just basically the money that I put aside from my main job to spend on day-to-day living expenses. So that's going to be, instead of $1,639, this month I made $1,747. And obviously the other job was extra money. So this is the remainder of my base salary after my deductions for health insurance, etc., and then savings. Obviously I cannot save as much as I used to when I had extra job, but it's enough to do what I need to do. And of course, there is option to work more if I so choose, but I have had zero desire to work beyond what I'm working now. So the money is just gonna have to do what it does. So let's move on. Extra income, nothing this month. So in total for the available balance, $3,979. Bills, nothing in subscriptions. Electricity was $1 above this, so $76. And the internet stayed the same at $55. So in total for bills, I spent $131 living. So because I was gone for like half the month, I did not spend that much on groceries. I spent a little bit on groceries on vacation, and then when I came back, I spent a little as well. But in general, I'm trying to cut back on my groceries because I think I have a surplus of groceries, which I guess it depends on your stance on preparing for like emergencies and whatnot, but that's not really what I'm about. So I do not need to be spending this much money on groceries. So I'm going to be dialing it back. But this month I spent $203, so about half that, which is nice. And then gas, I only had to go to the gas station once, so $36. Wellness, that was $109. So this is for a few new things. So I ended up starting a cyclebar, and that was $90 for 10 classes. You guys know I've been like doing this whole fitness thing, and I decided to add some cardio after I came back from vacation and realized how much my cardiovascular endurance, how terrible it was, because I went hiking in Switzerland. My friend, she like runs and like cycles and does all these things, so she was like pushing it up the mountain, and I was like short of breath after like, I don't know, like 5-10 minutes. Granted, the mountain was very steep, but still, I was like, I need to get it together. And I have cycled before and I enjoyed it, but since I quit my gym, which is where I cycled, I stopped doing it. But then I found a cyclebar, obviously, so I can just do the cycling and I don't have to deal with the rest of the gym situation. And it's slightly cheaper. So that was that. And then starting today, we'll see. I have a therapy appointment later today, so that usually costs about $20 for my copay, so we'll see about that. I don't know. I have done therapy before, but I don't know. It's hard finding someone that is relatable and helpful, I guess. So we'll see how this person is, and if that's going to continue or not. So in terms of living, that was $348, and then extra, not much here, but I did manage to purchase a few things. So activewear, in line with my fitness kick, I decided to get something that I've been wanting for a while, but I ended up spending $157. So I wanted like a dark brown exercise set, so I happen to be actually actually, I didn't happen to be doing this. Like, I was watching someone's video and they had like a really cute like gym set, and they said it was from Target, and I was like, Target? I never pay attention to anything outside of groceries at Target. That's how I like avoid coming out of Target with like $100 bills. Just basically heading straight to groceries and like heading back out. But anyway, I ended up looking at the activewear set section and I found a really cute chocolate set, so I got that. And then I've been needing like activewear jackets for when it gets colder, so I bought that as well. And then I bought another one from H&M, so that's quite a good amount of money. Like these activewear sets are quite expensive, so $157, and I think that's gonna be it. As I mentioned before, I'm trying to dial it back in terms of spending, because I don't know if I had an epiphany or whatever, but when I came back from vacation, like I of course used that time to like reevaluate my life, and there's some things that are in the works. We'll see. I don't like to talk about things unless they're like for sure, but I plan to possibly make some major life changes, and because of that I need to get my spending together. So effectively I need cash money. So I need to stop spending said money so that I can actually spend it on something that is life-changing versus like material things that are fleeting or whatever. So I'm dialing back my spending. You guys already know usually this extra section is like full of things that I would have bought, but that's going to be changing moving forward. And yeah, so moving on, the next thing I actually spent money on was parking, $15. So in total, extra spending was $172. Total spending for September was $651 in this side of the account, so the variable accounts. And if you're wondering where the vacation spending is, I mentioned before I have a vacation sinking fund, and that's where all my vacation spending comes from. So the end balance in this account should have been $3,328. Moving on to the fixed checking. So starting balance was lower than this. I may have taken out some extra money out of there, or one of my bills was higher than I anticipated. I don't recall, but $876 was there at the beginning of the month. And then salary. So this account, I pay myself the average of these bills here, and these bills have gone up. So this went up to $624, so just a few dollars, but I like to adjust it. So available balance is $5,000. And in terms of bills, the only bill I had that month was my cell phone bill, so $70, leaving me, let's see about this math. Okay, I fixed the formula. So it should be $1,430 remaining. So in summary, most of my money went to the living category over here, so 48.3%, followed by bills at 27%, and then extra 23%. Now that's the combination of these two checking accounts. So income $2,371, spending $721, breakdown here, and then remaining $1,650. Now let's move on to October. Okay, so once again in the variable side, my starting balance is going to be $2,080. From last month, it should have been around $3,000, but I have already transferred the excess money to my savings because I do not need $3,000 worth of spending money because I won't be buying anything. So it's better off in savings. And then in terms of income, $1,747. It might be a little bit more than that, but I do not know how much. We'll find out in my next budgeting video. So available balance, $3,827. Subscriptions, so nothing there still. I will have to start paying for my subscriptions once I cancel my Amex, but that's coming up, but it isn't here yet. Electricity, I do not know. I think it'll be less than this, but we're just gonna put $75. Then the internet is the usual $55. Total for bills, $130. Groceries, sort of the usual $400. We're gonna do $350, but I'm hoping it comes in less than that. Gas, usually I fill up about twice a month now that my work schedule is less than it was. And then wellness, let's see, $40. $40, I'm thinking for 2 therapy sessions, like I said, to determine if that happens. And then home, I might do a Trader Joe's run, and I usually like to pick up some flowers. So $10 should do it. And then car maintenance, I just realized that my car is due for its 6-month maintenance. It was supposed to be done in September, but I was on vacation, so that wasn't gonna happen. And I did call to find out how much it was and what was involved, because I'm just not really in the mood to pay exorbitant amount of money for these maintenance fees. But we'll see. I'm budgeting $500. We'll find out how much it is. Like, my car is a little over 1 year old, so there shouldn't be much to do. So we'll see what it is when I get back to you guys in a month. And then in terms of extra, I looked over October and there was nothing going on in October that I usually spend money on. I know it's Halloween and all of that, but I don't do anything special for Halloween. I do like it because I like you know, the colors and the pumpkin spice, like all those things, but I usually just don't really. I just watch from afar. I don't like participate necessarily. So we'll see. There shouldn't be anything extra, but sometimes I find things that I need and it might go in there. So in terms of spending, $1,100. Living was $970. I don't think I mentioned that, so that's a good amount of cash. And then ending balance should be $2,727 if this stays the same. Moving on to the fixed checking side, so starting balance should be $1,469. Salary $624, and then I do have several bills due this month. So car insurance, I pay that quarterly, and that is $528. And then my cell phone bill is $115. Usually $70 that you saw from last month, but I usually upgrade to the highest plan when I go on vacation so I can get faster data, because that's important to me, and it's probably important to most people because it's kind of hard to get around when you're like, Google Maps is like taking like a minute to like reload or whatever. So I like to pay extra for that. So ending balance on that account should be $1,450. And then the October breakdown so far, the majority of the spending is going to be on living, and then 44% on bills. So income $2,371, spending $1,743, and then the difference, or what should be left over, income minus spending, should be $628. So that's it for my budget. Let me know what you guys have going on in October. Are you one of those people that likes to do all the October things, or am I just like an outlier? Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next video.